If you ever get in a bad accident or have huge cuts or even bone showing, you should never put alcohol in it. That's a complete myth. You should put butter, honey, raw meat. You'll wake up the next morning, it'll all be absorbed. You'll be like, where did the raw meat go? It just absorbs into the skin, and eventually that proteins and fats will help rebuild skin, and you shouldn't even have a scar after a few years.
What would you do if your arm got chopped off?
I would urinate on it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite Mexican Ranko here. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm not doing too bad myself. Today we're going to be talking about an infamous crypto influencer who goes by the name of Gavin Mayo. Now, for those who don't know who Gavin Mayo is, he's a crypto influencer who tried to convince people that he was a billionaire, and he was also trying to convince people that he was the youngest billionaire ever. So essentially, he was trying to create an image for himself and for other people to believe of him being some crypto slash NFT slash investor bro who has the secrets to getting rich. And, you know, he did in some way have the secret to getting rich, but it wasn't the right route or the most legal route. Not too long ago, around less than a year ago, he was charged in a large NFT scheme that was like considered the largest one of all time, where he allegedly rug pulled $22 million from people who he fooled. And apparently this was all anonymous. He hid his identity throughout the entire thing until somebody else exposed him. And now he's being listed as the prime suspect in this big case. But we're not going to be talking about the case or anything that has to do with that. Today we're going to be talking about the clips of this man that have been popping up on my TikTok feed like crazy. And they are just delusional, to say the least. So obviously this guy tried to convince people that he was super rich and super wealthy, of course, but he also tried to convince people that he was extremely smart, like genius level smart, and he even made a few podcast appearances where he tried to, you know, share his wisdom. And yo, let me just show you these clips.
You also believe water is a scam.
Water does not hydrate you.
You see what I mean now? He's one of these guys. He's one of these guys who thinks he has access to hidden information that the rest of society isn't able to access. They've been lying to you about water. Let me just play this clip all the way through, though. Let me stop yapping.
You also believe water is a scam.
Water does not hydrate you. It dehydrates you. Water's a solvent, so it's dissolving your body. The fact that people say it's hydrating your cells is crap. It's not a carbohydrate. It's not a fat. It's not a protein. Literally a solvent. If you put any type of material in water, it dissolves it. That's what it's doing to your body. Same thing with water weight. You're drinking all this water and bloating. There's actually no benefit to it. If you want to hydrate, you have fats, you have juices, you have something that your cells can actually utilize. If you actually look behind it and you think logically about it, and I know it sounds crazy and we can dive more in the topic later, but that's how I feel about
So you don't
water.
drink any water?
For the most part, no, I don't really need to.
They tell you to drink a gallon a day to be healthy.
Well, that's exactly what all the unhealthy Americans in all these countries that have terrible looking people do. And that's what happens. I mean, water is in raw meat. When you cook meat, what happens? Steam comes off of it.
Right.
So that's H2O right there. That's hydration going into your body if you eat raw meat.
So obviously that was a load of fucking bullshit. That was a load of nonsense. But I wanted to dive into it because it's funny. So his first take was that water doesn't hydrate you.
Water does not hydrate you. It dehydrates you.
Beautiful execution from the TikTok editor here. Whoever made this TikTok, flawless editing. Just obviously wanted to prove him wrong instantly. He succeeded. Yeah, water obviously fucking hydrates you. I think we all know this. I think we've learned this when we were children. I don't know what world bro is living into where he thinks that water dehydrates you when the whole purpose of drinking water is to hydrate you. Like, how did he get to this conclusion? Bro must be watching too many documentaries. His second claim was that water doesn't hydrate your cells.
The fact that people say it's hydrating your cells is crap.
Yes, water does hydrate your cells by entering them through a process called osmosis. This is literally a me when I spread misinformation ass moment. Bro's just casually spreading misinformation about health on this podcast. And you know, it's kind of hard to tell if he's trolling and just doing this on purpose and lying on purpose, or if he's just dumb. I can't really tell. I'm willing to bet it's a mixture of the two. His third claim in this video is that water doesn't have any benefit to you. Who are we dealing with right now? Asmongold?
You're drinking all this water and bloating. There's actually no benefit to it.
You know, I don't even need to make a Google search for this one. This is just like, if you can't recognize that there's a benefit to drinking water, I'm sorry, you're just far gone. I'm not even gonna prove y'all wrong. Y'all are just cooked. You know, it's kind of hard to imagine that there's real people out there who think that water isn't good for you. I just refuse to believe that's a reality. It's kind of funny how this clip ends too, because he literally contradicts himself at the end.
Water is in raw meat. When you cook meat, what happens? Steam comes off of it.
Right.
So that's H2O right there. That's hydration.
Here he is admitting that H2O hydrates you. So like, yo, like I'm so confused. Earlier he was talking about how water doesn't hydrate you, and then towards the end of the clip he talks about how water does hydrate you. Like, if we're being honest here, he's just a shameless fraud. Like, this dude is just lying, and I don't know if he believes this himself. Wouldn't be surprised if he did. But the show's not over yet, folks. Make sure to sit down and get comfy, because this guy has a plethora of questionable takes.
What would you do if your arm got chopped off?
I would urinate on it. Definitely not panic and definitely not go to a hospital. And then I would just rub butter and honey on it and raw meat every single day.
You would rub honey, butter, and raw meat onto an open wound? Yo, this guy is not okay mentally. Somebody needs to run a psychological evaluation on bro, because how the f did he come up with these answers?
And eventually it would heal and maybe grow back.
You baby grow back? Yo, no, this is a level of cooked that I've never seen.
If you ever get in a bad accident or have huge cuts or even bone showing, you should never put alcohol in it. That's a complete myth. You should put butter, honey, raw meat. You'll wake up the next morning, it'll all be absorbed. You'll be like, where did the raw meat go? It just absorbs into the skin, and eventually that proteins and fats will help rebuild skin, and you shouldn't even have a scar after a few years.
Who just looks up this information? Like, who just wakes up one day and hops onto Google and types in, what do I do if my arm gets cut off? Now, obviously, a lot of the claims, if not every single one of the claims that this guy is making, are myths and disproven by science and health. I'm sure we all know this, but it's just wild to me how this guy is a real person.
I don't brush my teeth. There's actually no... Why would you brush your teeth?
Your teeth aren't that yellow, so I'm surprised.
Well, they don't get yellow because I don't eat. When you're brushing your teeth with fluoride or whatever toothpaste, it's terrible for you. It's just straight chemicals. It's removing your enamel. That's why you're gonna have weak teeth and get all these diseases. But yeah, I've never gotten a cavity, and wow, my breath smells just fine. If you have bad breath, it's because of all the toxins breaking down and all the stuff left on your teeth. But yeah, I don't need to brush my teeth. Every once in a while, I'll take a boar hair toothbrush and maybe rub it on there with some coconut cream or like a toothpick or whatever, but...
You know this guy's breath probably smells like a horse stable. No doubt.
Definitely don't need to brush
no
your teeth.
floss, no mouthwash.
No, and I've never had braces. I've never had any issues with my mouth. You don't need to floss. And again, like, I've seen the water flossers all over the internet. They're like, yeah, you have gingivitis and your gums are bleeding. Your gums are bleeding because you're putting a thing of floss and pushing down on your teeth. It's not natural.
Yeah.
Flossing is not a thing, and cavities were never a thing until the past 200 years as well.
You know, bro just feels like fucking Einstein after saying all this shit. Like he just made some grand discovery and he's enlightening the world about it on this very intelligent and totally not low IQ podcast. Also, I find it crazy how he just casually admitted to a podcast with tons of viewers how he doesn't brush his teeth. You couldn't waterboard that information out of me. Did he think that people were just gonna be like, oh wow, that's actually really smart of you? Most people are probably watching this clip like, that's fucking gross. I don't know why he felt the need to reveal this. He probably did it just to come off smart.
Cancer is not a thing that is bad for you. Cancer is literally just to help you, to help your body. Yeah, I would never recommend anybody to go to a hospital for any disease. I have a friend that literally, the doctor said he was gonna die from cancer, had 3 months to live, started the diet, completely healed now, running on the beach, completely fine.
Wow.
There's multiple people. People die of cancer because of industrial chemicals. They don't die from the cancer itself. The fact that people think your body is attacking you is where everybody is wrong. Your body is not there to attack you. It is there to help you. Cancer is there to help you. When you're sick, it is there to help you. Viruses and bacteria, it is there to clean your body. So that's where I fully see everything differently than everyone else. I don't believe in germ theory or any of that stuff.
Interesting.
It's not something like, why would your body create something that would kill you? It's there to help you, but people cannot be helped when what does chemo do? Kills all of your cells. Not just kill the cancer, they're killing the cancer cells that are there to help you, and they're killing all the good cells. So
yeah, they just need to put tariffs on podcast equipment at this point. This might be the most smooth-brained clip I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, as you can see, it's really hard to tell if he's serious or not. I don't even know why you would want to lie about something like this, because it's sensitive information and it's literally about health and diseases. So yeah, no, dude's obviously an idiot for doing this, even if he was purposefully lying or if he was just completely ignorant. With either possibility, he still comes out an idiot. And you know, when Europeans and British people say stuff like Americans are idiots and they're dumb, you know, every single day that passes, I start to understand that perspective a little more. Because we got people like this representing us, bro. Like, what the fuck? And going back to his comment about water being a scam, the only thing that's a scam about water is how we have to pay for it. Why do we pay for water, bro? Like, it's an essential resource that we need. So why the fuck do we pay for it? I'll never understand that one. I mean, obviously, you can walk up to a public space and drink out of a fountain for free, but like, you get what I mean. Water needs to be free, bro. That's the only part that's a scam about water, not the fact that it doesn't hydrate you. That's such a dumb and obviously false statement. And he's actually aware of this.
I also have a joke where I say, like, don't drink water. Water is a scam. Like, that's what I mess around on the internet. I say that as I have water right here, right now. I don't actually think it's a scam, but I drink maybe a liter of water a week. The rest of my nutrients just come from fruit juices. I drink random cucumber juice. And when you're eating raw meats, you have hydration from there.
So it doesn't seem like he was fully joking about that. He acknowledged that what he said in the previous episode was stupid as f. But then he goes on to say that he barely drinks water and that most of his nutrients come from fruit juices. Brother, what do you think is in fruit juices? It's water. I swear, there is so many levels of stupid to this guy. Yet he'll still hop on these podcasts and try to act like a genius and try to act like he knows a lot about health and try to act like he has the secrets to getting rich, when in reality, he's clearly a dumbass. And don't get me wrong, sure he had money and sure he was able to get money on his own, but there's a good chance that most of it, if not all of it, was from scamming people through NFT schemes and rug pulls. So yeah, it's safe to say that this guy's just a scummy guy and an overall piece of shit in my opinion. But definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. It helps me out in the algorithm, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. I've also been dropping these videos on Spotify. If you want to go watch on there, it would be greatly appreciated. It took a while to get the show back up on there, but we are back up and we are uploading again. So yeah, with that all being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure y'all are staying safe, hydrated, and healthy, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.